Located 35 miles east of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Conemaugh River Lake is one of 16 flood control dams in southwestern Pennsylvania administered by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The West Penn Trail, which is a rail trail running from Blairsville to Salzburg, utilizes old sections of the Pennsylvania Railroad, passing over 4 stone arch bridges which were abandoned when the tracks were moved to a higher level during the construction of the Conemaugh Dam. In August of this year, I paddled my kayak from the boat launch at Altman's Run to visit the 2 bridges upstream from there. In October, I paddled from there to see the 2 downstream bridges. Now, it is a natural fit for me to combine 2 of my interests, bicycling and paddling. And today I'm going bicycling to visit the other side of the bridges, the top side of the bridges. On this map, you can see the West Penn Trail marked in green going east and west through the center, with the Conemaugh Dam on the left, the Altman's Run boat launch in the middle, and the Newport Road trailhead at the far right. My August kayak trip is in red, going past bridges marked 4 and 5, and the October trip is marked in blue to the bridges marked 3 and 2. There are 2 additional bridges, the number 1 Stone Arch Bridge below the dam, and the Q-span bridge near the railhead. You must pay attention when traveling to the Newport trailhead. Only small signs indicate where to turn off Newport Road, and it looks like you are going down someone's driveway. But persist and keep going. I am now 70 years old and rely on a motor-assisted bicycle. The least expensive e-bikes are well over $1,000, so I converted one of my bicycles with a Tongshen TSD-Z2 motor, which served me well for the past 3 years. I recently converted my 25-year-old titanium frame Mongoose RX-10.7 with the updated Tongshen TSD-Z8. The conversion is relatively simple and straightforward. You remove the existing pedal cranks and their axle and replace it with the motor unit. You then add a battery and control panel. You can see the black can-shaped motor in front of the pedals and the battery right above. I will put a list of all the components in the notes for the video. Now let's get started on my 8-mile round trip. Less than a mile from the Newport Road trailhead is the Q-span Bridge, a Bailey bridge over the Conemaugh named for Mike Quinn, a Conemaugh Valley Conservancy facilitator. A Bailey bridge is a portable, prefabricated truss bridge first made during the Second World War, and it requires no special tools or heavy equipment to assemble. This 560-foot span was formerly used as a temporary highway bridge in West Virginia. Although the trail looks absolutely level, the former railroad grade goes imperceptibly downhill from Newport Road, making the 4th bridge closest to the water. 1 mile further along, we arrive at the first stone arch bridge. At first, there is nothing to indicate that you are going to go over a bridge because you are on an earthen embankment. Then all of a sudden, you notice the cable handrails guiding you along. It's all the same flat gravel trail with trees close by. It isn't until you get out on the bridge itself that you notice the water on both sides of you. This footage is from my August kayaking trip of this same bridge, but from a water level perspective. I was going to go through the middle arch, but it's all clogged up with debris, the middle and the left-hand arch. So there's just a small passageway about 10 yards wide, open on the far right arch. We once again get on wheels to travel to the next bridge, only a half mile further on. My e-bike is not a motorcycle or moped. The motor does not assist in pushing the bicycle forward unless I am actively pedaling. The way my bicycle is set up is that the motor adds 1 watt of power for every 1 watt of power I put into spinning the pedals. My heart is usually beating around twice every second for the entire ride, and I am certainly getting a workout. Some people riding e-bikes push a throttle button to propel them along without pedaling, but on my bicycle, the motor cuts out if I stop pedaling. We now return to the kayak video from August to see this span from water level. The next bridge is just under 1 mile further. You pass the Livermore trailhead along the way. Here in the water in the distance, you can see the 2 piers from the original railroad bridge. Back down to water level. This time, the footage is from my October paddling trip. Go past the piers of the original railroad bridge before it was replaced with the Stone Arch Bridge. Wind in my face a little bit now. That'll be good. Hopefully the wind will be at my back on the way home. It's always a blessing when you're tired. Just want to get back to the car. Sections of the West Penn Trail occasionally are submerged under the backwaters of the Conemaugh Dam. This generally happens about 3 to 4 times per year, more often in the springtime, and can last anywhere from 1 to several days or as much as a few weeks. The water covers the bridge closest to the Bow Ridge Tunnel first, then can back up as far as 3 miles toward the Westinghouse and Newport Road trailheads. The surface of this bridge, being submerged, has caused the trail to be very rough and bumpy, with debris piled up on either side. Here we get a look inside the Bow Ridge Tunnel. These arches, being so low, naturally catch floating debris, some of which floats downstream the next time excess rain causes the water level to rise. Even though it had been less than 2 weeks, I noticed that most of the leaves now had fallen from the trees and that there was much less color. The closer I got to this bridge, the more I could see that debris had clogged the openings of all of the arches, making it impossible for me to paddle my boat through any of them. Debris also builds up on top of the bridge when the water level goes down, causing cleanup crews to clear the rail trail before allowing bicycles to use it. With the Bow Ridge Tunnel being closed off, hikers are forced to climb a set of steps to get up over Bow Ridge, with cyclists pushing their bicycles up the flat ramp beside the steps. Once near the top, a set of steep switchbacks in the trail are a final effort. Nothing left for me but to turn around and head back to the car.